Hey guys, in John 15, he says in verse 5, I am the vine, you are the branches. He who abides in me and I in him, he bears much fruit. For apart from me, you can do nothing. So life becomes fruitful based on our connection to our Creator. Life is futile and fruitless when we're separated from Him. Just going through the motions, ignoring God, is a shallow way to live. Whereas, so a secular, godless society can get a lot done, but it just is a dreary end. It's like grass that grows and then it dies. It's pretty morbid. But when you walk with God, because He is eternal, and then you submit and surrender to Him and you endeavor to tap into His values and His purposes, that's where real existence takes shape. And, I was just reading about a young pop singer who was by her own words, was very religious when she was a child. None of her family was. And then she said at a certain point, she just stopped believing. And I thought, wow, it was God that motivated her toward pursuing Him, and something hijacked her. And it's really tragic. And I'm at the age in life where I've watched this now, and I've watched outcomes. And, right next door to our church, at the service station on the corner, is a big Bradford pear tree that has had a huge section break off. And for whatever reason, the groundskeepers or whomever haven't gone to clean it up. So it just is glaring. There's this beautiful green portion of the tree, and then the part that's broken off is just dry and dead, and it just conveys, it's like life and death. And it all had to do with connection. And so here, he's saying, if you abide in me and my words abide in you, ask whatever you wish and it'll be done for you by my Father who's in heaven. Now, in Psalm 92, it talks about being full of sap and very green. Recently, about 100-year-old oak tree fell in a rainstorm and landed on our roof. And when the tree service guys came out with the chainsaws, they cut it down, and I saw the rings of the tree, and I thought about just while that thing was up and green, it while it was rooted and while it was enjoying the process, it was stable and solid. But as soon as it fell, it immediately withered. Within moments, the leaves began to wither. And I guess what I'm trying to say by this is Jesus is using the imagery of being the vine, followers being the branches, and God the Father being the vine dresser. Now, I grew up in Southern California where we had vineyards on the foothills of the mountains where I lived, and they also had citrus trees, lots of citrus trees. They've since all been cleared out for tract homes and so forth. But I got to see the agricultural side of that for a period of time, and I would drive by the vineyards and I would watch the vine dressers, and they're gardeners. They're taking care of the soil. They're taking care of the branches. They're making sure that the clusters, they would even wire they had ropes, and they had systems where they would keep the fruit from going on the ground and spoiling, and they would hold it up, and they would prevent, animals and rodents from coming in to eat it. Yet, there's an imagery in Ecclesiastes that said it's the little foxes that spoil the vine. So there would even be burrowing animals that would try to go after the roots and chew up and damage. But yet, because God's the vine dresser, he's going to help us out. He's going to make us wary of and aware of the foxes, the little foxes that spoil the vine. Well, that's a big word right there, because, you know, they're big overt things the devil tries to use to pull us off course. But we need to also be aware of the little foxes, you know, the little bit of unforgiveness, the little bit of a little leaven leavens the whole lump. My son-in-law is really good at and gifted at making sourdough bread. So he has a starter, puts it in a jar, takes care of it, and he cycles it, and he can make, I mean, like, it's the best bread. I mean, unfortunately, because I really got into binge eating it while he was cooking it, and I'm glad he's taken a break from it, because it was making my midsection fluffy, I shall say. But a little bit of leaven would leaven the whole lump. And in the case of sourdough, that little bit of culture would spread through the whole dough. And there's a negative to that. There's a positive to that. A little bit of faith can move a mountain. You know, a little bit of doubt and unbelief can inhibit a whole movement. So we have the responsibility to stay connected, stay in fellowship with God. And that's why we do these devotionals. That's why I want to share these things with you, so that, you know, just you view them and it sows into your spirit, and it builds a concept toward, hey, I want to walk closely with God. I want to keep everything that would hinder it out of the way, and I want to press on. I pray you press on, you enjoy your day, and that you get stronger in the Lord maybe than you've ever been in your entire life. God bless you.